You've got mail.
Dude, this thing claims I have mail.
It's amazing what we can do with computers these days.
Dude, now I'm reading it.
So happy for you.
It's here. It's finally here, boys. It's here. Finally. After all these weeks, I'm back from Evo. Perfect Sunday. Sunday. That's what happens when you don't make top 8. You have to watch Ghost Rider. That's right. I finally settled down, and I'm happy to finally upload again. And I welcome you back. And to those of you that are new, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content that I have to offer. So let's talk a little about what I'm going to go over today. I made a Twitter poll back in May where I gave you guys 2 choices on what matchups you'd like me to go over and actually help y'all with, which is this video. So it was either Cammy or Akuma, and since you've read the video title, you can already guess who won, but Akuma wasn't too far behind, so I'll probably make my second video on him. Or maybe not. People have been asking me with other stuff, so I'll probably do a vote on Twitter, a Twitter poll between Akuma or Gaio, and then you guys can vote on that. So whenever I post that, make sure to go on Twitter and vote. But yeah, that's how things are gonna go. So without boring you too much, let's finally talk about this blonde bimbo, top tier, autopilot, non-thinking, button mashing, easy flowchart, thought-inspiring piece of fuck. Fighting Cammy as Alex can be really tough if you don't know how to stop her pressure, and you become afraid to press buttons or challenge her bullshit because you got counter hit thrown when you did challenge. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you're playing Alex right now, you can't be afraid of doing stuff because it didn't work before, or you didn't want to take the risks because you could die because of it. This character is all about risks. He's high risk, low reward, and when you finally get momentum going with this fucking gorilla, it's clobbering time. So you have to challenge this blonde bimbo if you want to win. You have to take risks. Do that EX stomp. Do that EX headbutt. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, you're not dead yet. So just because I'm saying that you have to take risks does not mean for you to just go full YOLO and do them at random from full screen. So you have to look for an opportunity to present itself, and then you can unleash hell. That's when you become Hulk. So that's the true key to success. So let's actually get into some situations that will absolutely screw you over, and how to stop them, or how to avoid a post situation from it. So we'll start with everyone's favorite, the throw.
Just take the throw, man. She doesn't get anything off the throw.
Yeah, he's right. It resets the neutral. We don't get jack shit from it. And you're only eating like 100 damage.
You do realize that she gets a legit 50-50 off the throw in the corner because you have to commit to jabbing or trying to tech a throw that might be coming, right?
Shut up. Shut up. She only gets that in the corner. And other characters get it too, so shut up.
Nah, you fool. She only gets that in the corner.
Or if I get hit into heavy spiral arrow like twice, I'm already in the corner, or spiral arrow into throw.
Learn the matchup, scrub. Or block. Learn how to block.
Yeah, learn the matchup. Do your homework.
Well, in a non-exaggerated way, that is somewhat correct. Take the throw, and from there, I'll show you what you can do to stop her from coming at you like you took her crack. So, the situation where she either forward or back throws you are only scary if she truly lands you in the corner. Outside of it, you can throw out 4 options. Lariat, crouch and medium punch, crouch and medium kick, and standing heavy punch. All of these options are good. Lariat will give you the best results, but it isn't always the best option to go for. So, the options that you should go for are all dependent on the situation and what your opponent is trying to go for, or what you have a read on him. Lariat, for example, would be an option that you could have to chug out immediately off a quick rise if you feel like the Cammy will dash after the forward throw or back throw. Most of the time, it'll be a forward throw though. So this will stop the Cammy's dash, her dive kick, or her trying to walk up and press a button. This button will stop all 3 attempts and might even land you a crush counter, which is the entire point. So it'll look a little something like this if the Cammy were trying to go for some of these options. You see, in this situation, it's best not to use Lariat. In this situation, it's best to do standing heavy punch, or crouching medium punch even. So the second best option would be crouching medium punch. So like I showed a little bit, literally like not even like 30 seconds ago. Let's say for example that the Cammy knows you lariat. So she throws you and then she gets in a range where she'll be able to crouch medium kick you, right? So like I showed, the back throw will actually whiff. Your lariat will whiff. Well, that's not the right one. Your lariat will whiff against if she does this. If she just walks up and do it. You can counter it. You can counter it by slightly walking up a little bit and then doing lariat. So that's one way to counter it. But if you don't feel comfortable, if you feel like your lariat will whiff, if you slightly walk up forward like I'm doing, then I guess your best option here is to, if you get the right read, you can get stuff like that, or even standing heavy punch into light elbow. That'll make things safe. Or you can just wake up crouching medium punch, and that'll just neutral. So pretty much you're pressing these buttons. You're pressing lariat. You're pressing crouching medium punch. Everything you're pressing off of a knockdown in order to pretty much just stop her from getting any momentum. You're stopping her from getting any formal momentum started, and crouching medium punch is actually the perfect button for that. Crouching medium punch, lariat. Even when she doesn't throw you, like crouching medium punch is still a very good button to chug out, and lariat as well in the neutral. It'll stop her dive kicks. It'll make her afraid of dive kick. It'll make her afraid to dash. Just do all that bullshit, you know. So those buttons are really helpful in this matchup. Crouching medium punch and lariat. So don't be afraid to use them too much. But Twisted, what about heavy spiral arrow loops? Well, the only advice that I can help you out with that is to just sit there and block and wait for an opportunity to present itself for you to press buttons. But you can EX elbow in between some of her strings as well. I'll teach you that in a little bit. So either that or you can just take the throw. Unless if you're in the corner. In the corner, you legit, you may be fucked, essentially. So like I was saying earlier, you gotta take risks with this character. EX elbow goes through most of Cammy's block string gaps, and they also do the same combo anyways, you know. Cammy players aren't really, they're very flowchart, very simple minded. But yeah, they all do the same combo most of the time. So EX elbow will go through most of those attempts, and what I'm about to show you, you know, it'll pretty much get through that. But before I do, just know that you don't have to EX elbow every single time she's pressuring you. Sometimes the best option is just to sit there and block. Literally, because, okay, let me show you, actually. Let me show you. Okay, so I get knocked down, right? I want to press buttons, because I think the Cammy player will mess it up, but the reality is that the Cammy player probably won't mess it up, because these are just brain dead simple. These meaties are just super brain dead, and they're simple. And if I back rise, sure, it's gonna whiff, but like that's because like I'm not doing it the correct way as a Cammy player would. A Cammy player will probably like walk up a little bit, and then there you go. Like that'll pretty much do it. But yeah, here your best option. You see how she's doing 2 crouching medium punches? Every Cammy player will pretty much do that. Most Cammy players will do that. Maybe some of them will try to go for a throw, but your best option here is the EX elbow. Block 1, EX elbow. That's how you get out. That's how you stop her pressure. Block 1, get out. That's pretty much all you can do. You can optionally just, you know, V reversal, but your best option is to just save that V meter for something else, and then just EX elbow. That's how you get out of the spiral arrow loop. So the second option that a lot of Cammy players do to get in is the dive kick. So dive kicking with Cammy is honestly just recognizing when she's plus and when she's minus. When you think she's minus or looks minus, press light punches. Usually she's minus when the dive kick hits around your waist, and anything above as well. Anything below, she's either 0 or can be plus, so be aware of that. The most effective way that I've found to stop a dive kick is by using lariat, since it will pretty much cover if they just regular jump as well. So these 2 settings, one of them has a dive kick, one of them does not. One of them is just regular jumping. So let's turn them both on and see if my lariat covers both options. Okay, so she's a dive kick there. Regular jump. Dive kick. Regular jump. See, lariat in this situation, it covers both options. and it's pretty like it's really safe. It's pretty safe, most if not all the time. So lariat covering this option, it's your best bet, pretty much. It'll stop instant air dive kick, stuff like that, you know. So it's really good. It's one of the best options, I would say, to cover a dive kick. And you can, if you've seen Prototype's match, you can see him actually utilizing lariat a lot in order to cover both sides. He covered a dive kick option and a jump option, which I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys, but lariat actually stops both attempts, and it's really good, so you should use it. So let's actually do a brief match analysis, show what's happening, what I'm thinking, and why I do, and why I did things. To start things off, look at how I start the match. It may seem meaningless, but notice how I literally start off the match by crouching. And when I want to move, I slightly walk, and then I go back to crouch block position. I'm watching for dashes or jumps, and since we don't want to be too passive, I let them know that I'm willing to challenge, so I throw out a crouch and medium punch.
Most definitely, and finding the crouch medium punch.
So I take the throw here and don't really bother to press buttons because it's better than having press buttons and then having her do heavy spiral lateral back on top of me. As the meme that Cammy players say, just take the throw. It is true in most situations, unless if you get put in the corner. And look, as soon as I stand back up, crouch and medium punch, because if she starts momentum, I could die pretty easily. So this crouch and medium punch actually possibly prevented K-Brad from rushing me down and possibly killing me. I was also pretty much just saying, hey, I'm not afraid to press buttons on wake up. I'm not afraid to challenge. I lariat here. Yeah, it seems a little bit unreasonable, but there is an intention. I lariat here to check the dive kick instead of just sitting there and just being super passive. I'm putting the lariat out there because it's covering if he dashes, it's covering if he jumps or dive kicks. So it may look a little bit random, or why would I press that button here, but that was the intention of me pressing the button here. Again, look here, I wake up with lariat to check all three forms of advancement from Cammy. I did it so I could stop all three, the dash, the jump, or the dive kick. All three advancements were just stopped by me just chugging this lariat out there. Here I had a feeling that she was minus, so I pressed buttons. I could have gone counter hit, but I didn't, so it worked out. Here I had the right idea by trying to get a counter hit on the crouch and medium punch, but I didn't walk far enough. If I would have gotten the counter hit here, that would have been the round. Yeah, all because I didn't walk forward a little bit, so that was me. I was a bit inexperienced right here, but I've gotten better. And in this situation, boys, is when you should try to tech. Even if you get shimmied, it's good to let them know that you're willing to throw. But, well, I didn't. So now let's talk about how K-Brad lost and why he lost. The reason why he lost is because he picked character select for me. What a great guy.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Anyways, here I skipped it a bit because I wanted to show you all this. Notice how I did lariat into standing heavy punch and then medium elbow. I didn't do crouching heavy punch into knee because I wanted my plus 10 setup. I do 2 stand jabs after the medium elbow, and if he back rolls, which he did, and he gets hit, which he didn't, it leaves me at a plus 10 situation to do another standing heavy punch into elbow or crouching heavy punch into knee. I'll make a video on those setups sometime in the near future. Also, if you want me to do a full match analysis, put a comment in the description and place your votes. So, now let's move on to another brief match analysis with Prototype and Punk's match. So the first thing that happens, just take a look at the start of the match. They both start off the match confidently and not crouch blocking compared to my match with K-Brad. So Proto didn't watch his feet here, and this position is the worst position to be in. But notice how Proto actually shows some great discipline in this situation. He doesn't throw, he literally just eats the throws. And he obviously dies, but he died slower than if he would have gotten shimmied into Oki in the corner. And again, look at the discipline. He literally just sits there. He just sits there. And if Punk throws, good. If he doesn't, good. And here you might think that this was a dumb thing that Proto did. And you're right, it was pretty fucking stupid. Nah, just kidding. Proto tried to do a dive kick or a critical art here. So it wasn't an unreasonable decision, but it was just unfortunate that Punk didn't really critical art or dive kick at all. And full match analysis, like I said, comment section and vote with likes, boys. Well, I feel like I've covered most of the things that Cammy does in order to completely demolish you, but if you still have any questions, please feel free to message me on Twitter or leave me a comment on here. Either way, I'll respond. Again, sorry it took so long, but I wanted this to be a helpful video against her, as Alex, so hopefully I did that. Well, I'll come out with another video soon. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Hopefully this video has helped you guys out, and you don't lose this to Cammy too much anymore.
I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass